really strange to me. Bring NeNe back, but I still think Atlanta, to me, was good and had moments and legs without NeNe. So the sum of the whole, to me, will always be greater than its parts. I really think, to me, you lose the job. I've always said this: when you become bigger than the show. I mean, look, I think the difference with some of these people is, I mean, Bethany wanted to leave. She would have stayed. I think it was for $5 million, although now she says there's no amount of money that can get her there. I think she wanted to go on girls' trip for $1 million. So, but Bethany wanted to leave. I mean, we all have a dollar amount for everything, right? So, but she wanted to leave. And NeNe basically left while she was still there. She phoned it in. I don't think now that NeNe would want to leave. I think it's a different world. Grass is always greener. But the difference is Teresa needs the money. I mean, NeNe needs the money too, but Teresa don't want to leave. She don't want to leave. So that is the difference about, to me, why like a Bethany and a NeNe and an LVP, these were all different situations because they all wanted to leave. LVP, I mean, didn't go to the reunion. So Teresa wants to stay. So that's a little bit of a different situation. But, look, I look back to the season that producers did Dorinda so wrong. And I mean, look, Dorinda ain't innocent, okay? When she was spun out of control and she got this edit and she made the poor Tinsley cry, the poor Tins. And where do we go? It's no longer an ensemble show. Dorinda has become a monster and has taken over, and we have to get rid of her. I'm not blaming her. I'm blaming production. When Lisa Rinna spirals out of control and people are accusing her of bots, and Kathy Hilton is saying she's the biggest bully in Hollywood, I mean, Rinna has now taken over the show. Fault, no fault, it doesn't really matter how we got there. It's like, this is an ensemble show. It's something that Andy says all the time. That is what they want. It's about a group of women that are friends. Now, yes, we want the drama, but even Vicky, when she took over and sucked the life out of every scene in the OC, it was too much. It doesn't mean you can't ever come back. It just means you're too much. We can't watch a show. And that is why I have said it before, and I will say it again. The best housewife in the history of housewives that is great at playing the game and needs to teach the housewives course is Kyle Richards. I don't care if you like her. I don't care if you hate her. She is exactly what you do as a housewife. You come in, you change per season, you are open to hearing people's things. People that were your enemies last season are now your friends. You adapt, you reveal, yes, she's not sharing stuff about Morgan, but we're about to see Mauricio, according to her, the whole show, this whole next season. So I mean, she's had her sisters were on the show. I mean, her divorce. So like Kyle to me is, and she doesn't, she said it used to make her, she used to take it at heart and read the comments. She doesn't do that anymore. She doesn't care what people think about her. Welcome, Kyle, to the other side. You will never be the same once you end up on the other side and do not care what people think about you. There is nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. It's like the light goes off, and I wish nothing more for people. If you have your health, the only thing that matters is just being able to not care what anybody thinks. That is the actual key of life. Unfortunately, most people do, but I bestow upon people. That's the goal. That is the goal. I'm there. Apparently, Kyle's there. Kyle is it. She is what you should do. So, however we got here, Teresa has taken over the show. Now, she has for a very long time. I think that the network got her there. Andy got her there. The producers got her there. Like, I think it's a look. I think a lot of things would be different. Hindsight's 2020. I don't think Bravo would let the person who's in the executive office now get in front of the camera and have their own nightly talk show and become the face of the whole network and be an executive producer. If Andy were an executive producer like Chris Harrison was on The Bachelor on one show on Bravo, that would not be a big deal. I'm not saying he'd be let go. I'm not saying all these allegations that float. I'm just saying that I do think it is a lesson in business that should be taught that Bravo, the positive, it's a lesson in marketing. The numbers are shit compared to The Bachelor and other, but the fandom is so there with BravoCon that to me, it's an excellent to teach it at Wharton Business School, Harvard Business School. It's a marketing genius lesson. I think the negatives that should be taught are giving 90% of the network's shows power to one executive producer, I think is insane. Imagine if ABC were 90% Bachelor shows. I mean, they would never. Imagine if Survivor took over and CBS. It's just, I think it's a lesson learned. And I think with Teresa, to me, I believe, like her, don't like her, I think the network has probably learned how did we get here? How did we get here? Monica Garcia, reality volunteers, the biggest thing in history, but you're up to some shady stuff, volunteers. You didn't tell us about this. Cut you off at the knees before we have the next Teresa 10 years from now. Whether you like Bronwyn or not, the new Bronwyn on the OC on Salt Lake, she's going to be around for a long time. I don't care if you like her or don't like her. She's a hit. She's staying. My crystal ball. This isn't Anne Marie Wiley. Bronwyn will be there for a very long time. So that's what they want. They don't want an account and a big aha moment. So we cut Von Teese off before she, thought she had all the power. So I don't think they would let Teresa get to where she's got again. I really don't. It's the one franchise where it has all been centralized in one person. And eventually, to everyone's point that's been slipping into my DMs, we don't have Bethany, we don't have Nene. I do think those are different situations and that they kind of wanted to go. Teresa doesn't, but I just don't. I'm starting to see a world without Teresa. Look, I don't think there's going to be a reboot. Let me be very clear about that. I think we did that in New York to mixed results. I really think if we were going to do it, we would have done it in Atlanta. How long has Atlanta been off? They looked forever and ever and ever. Yes, Atlanta's all shot, but when Teresa Dora was just here, she said they still have pickup interviews. I mean, but the point is they tried so many scenarios behind the scenes in Atlanta before they came out with this hybrid of like, Portia's back in Kenya. They didn't want to do a reboot. Something in them looked to New York City and stopped it. So I don't think it's happening in Jersey. I just don't. I think there is some inherent value in bringing some people back. And you have two women that are young, that are the age you want them to be, and that are only 2 seasons in. I don't care if you think Cabral did this and I can't even keep up. The problem is, once again, everybody has a team in Jersey. And so when you listen to these other podcasts and you read all these other things, everybody has an angle. That's the problem. I don't know why you listen to half of these Jersey podcasts when they talk about Jersey. They have an angle. They have a team. So whether Cabral threw a paper cup or a glass, it's all whether you're pro Aiden and Teresa or not. Well, here, we don't give one fuck whether we don't have a team. We don't care. We don't care if we never speak to Teresa or Aiden or Melissa or any of these people again. But objectively, as a business, I don't really care what Cabral did. I believe for continuity, Cabral and Fuda are back. Now, and this is some good news also for Dolores. So let's just say they get rid of Teresa. The other scenario is they keep Teresa, Dolores, Cabral, and Fuda. They are kept. They're getting